foreigners that are going to live in Thailand now have to have insurance.
Why?
Yes! Why did I say yes?
Yeah. Why?
Talk to you about it in a second.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hey, I just wanted to talk a little bit before the video starts to give you an update. After I shot that video, more information has come out and more clarification. There's been a lot of panic about this, so I just want to clear up something before I go into the video itself, and that is this new requirement for insurance for long-term stays in Thailand at this moment only applies if you're getting an OA visa. If you're not familiar with what OA is, if you get a retirement visa, you get it in your own country, and it's an OA visa. If you come to Thailand and you apply to stay in Thailand on the basis of retirement, you get a non-immigrant visa with a 1-year extension. The requirement for the medical insurance at this point, as of the making of this video, is only for OA visa that you're getting in your own country. Now, having said that, it also states that if you already have insurance in your own country, you can apply that to this requirement, but make sure that you're able to get coverage and your medical needs taken care of out of the country with that policy. So, here you go. Back to the video. So, everybody that watches our channel probably knows what it's about. It's about trying to help people who want to get from where they are now to where they want to be, which is probably a retirement in Thailand. And our job is to try and help them out as much as possible. And I correspond a lot with members at our weekly member meetings, our weekly video updates for them. And they always have questions, which are great questions. And I try and focus on addressing their questions because they help us to keep all this going, the orphanage donations and all this infrastructure. And I talk to them about the upsides. What benefits are there in Thailand? What do we get? Because everything in life is a trade-off. You know what that means?
No.
It means if you get something, you usually have to give something for it. You don't, they say there's no free lunch. And in some ways that's true. You always have to give something to get something. There's a cause and effect. And so I talked to my members about that and said, you know, and I see things different than a lot of people do. But I've been here a long, long time. And maybe that's why. I let a lot of this stuff just blow by in the wind, where other people that have only been here a short time, they see something in the news or somebody says something bad in a comment in a forum or on YouTube, and they take it as being real, and then they feel bad. They don't realize some of the people that say the bad things, they say the bad things because that's what they do. And I always ask, when these people are saying bad things about Thailand, the funny part about it is that they live in Thailand. Maybe they know if they go somewhere else, they're going to take all their bad feelings and ideas and everything with them and then talk bad about someplace else. So why go? Might as well just stay here and talk bad about things. So if somebody's helping me brand, you know, one of my branding is about always having a hat and having fishing shirts. So somebody now calls me fishing shirts, and I want to thank those people because they're helping me with my branding. I couldn't pay for that, you know. If everybody said, hey, the guy with the fishing shirt, hey, fishing shirt, it means my branding's working. It reinforces I couldn't pay for that. So anyway, But people, a lot of people, and I don't watch the videos, I just have people tell me, you know, this person says this, person says that, and that's why a lot of the things I address on YouTube is about differences in people's opinions, but I've never watched their opinion. I don't know what they say because I don't want to address those people. It's addressing a larger picture. So what do we get from living in Thailand as a foreigner? I got to tell you, looking at the West, and I haven't been there for 5 years, it's deteriorated to the point where I can see why more and more people want to live in some place like Thailand. We don't treat the old people very good. Put them in homes, leave them alone, you know, to go visit them maybe on holidays. Can't talk to people you don't know. You know, we're here, you see me talk to people all the time. We just spent time with the kids, a couple weeks. And kids, no matter if they're... I taught English for 4 years. And the reason I taught English for 4 years was because the kids were so great, respectful of older people. You can see how they treat old people, like even in Songkran when they go back to the village, you know, and they put the water on the parents' hands and, you know, give them some money and, you know, and really respect them. And older people here can give information to younger people. They're wise, they're smart, they've learned a lot, and the kids will usually listen. Not maybe some of the ones nowadays in the cities don't listen so much, but they pay attention, they respect the older people. I mean, I come out to Isan, we're at a beach in Isan right now, and you know, I come out here and I go to Danoi and Gagao school, and you know, all the kids, and you know, that's great. They really appreciate, appreciate older people and foreigners and stuff like that. So that's different here. The value I get is just incredible, and I don't mean just financial value, but value in life in general. Now, having said that, like I said, everything's a trade-off, right? There are things that are a pain, what we call pain in the butt. If we sit on this rock long enough, now to understand what a pain in the butt is. But things are a little bit more difficult in a lot of areas. This came up recently about visas and the financial, and why Thailand does it or doesn't do it, or how they change the regulations, or why they have the regulations, I guess are debatable. I can give you my opinion, which I did in a video, and some people agree. There's some people disagree, and that's up to them. It's just my opinion. And I put up with that. If it's an inconvenience to me, yeah, I'd like them to change it. Sure. Could it be easier? Absolutely. But this is how they're doing it. One day maybe they'll figure it out and they'll do it better. But is it so bad that I want to leave? Because everything is pleasure and pain. If somebody's watching this, especially these people that are complaining about YouTube, if it gets so bad and all you're doing is complaining, leave. Find someplace else. Why are they watching my channel? They should go watch a channel where they can talk good about it. Yeah, Thailand wasn't for me, but here I am watching this video about Malaysia, and Malaysia's great, but they'll never talk good about anywhere. But you need to look for what's good for you. There is no utopia. But for me, same like the loud motorbikes here. They're a pain, and they're illegal. One day, and I did a video, I mentioned it in a weekly update a year or so ago, that the biggest complaints Thai people have to police are about noise pollution, and one of the biggest ones are the mufflers. So it's not just foreigners, it's Thai people as well. And so maybe they'll address that. The Thai police one day will get enough complaints and they'll do something about it. In the meantime, I have to move around the things that I don't like. Adjust. You know, go live someplace, stay someplace further away from the motorbikes if they bother me. Put headphones on, listen to music, something. But I need to deal with it unless I find a better place, and then I'll move to a better place. And hopefully when I give you my opinion, it's another way to spin it and see it in a way that doesn't cause you as much emotional pain of something. And it can be visas or relationships. You know, we talk about all these things in the member site and give information on my views and how to have successful relationships and take the worry and stress out of getting driver's licenses and all this stuff. So, but people can come over here and make a difference. A little bit goes a long way here. When we come to Isan, I think I want to come and chill out and do more of my own work and have time to myself and stuff, but that never happens because we're always doing stuff. fixing things and everything, taking people to hospitals that are an hour away. And just like I saw, the kids went to the school, which I thought was no good. And they come home from the school, say the teacher just uses the phone and stuff. And so I said, I know where there's a great school that's close by. So there was a great school. Did it cost more money? Yeah, a little bit. But when it would be a lot more for Thai people. But I want them to go get a better education, so I'll take care of that. And so you can come into a Isan or in some place and make a big difference with a small amount of money, because it's appreciated here. You know, people really will appreciate it because they feel, oh, it's my karma. Maybe I did something good. Somebody's doing something good for me. And we might do more of that in the videos. I talked to Nat about that. I'd like to go around and do more good things and show you all just how much of an effect you all can have here. So they're probably at this point in the video saying, what does that have to do with insurance?
Yeah, what?
This was talked about, that they were going to make foreigners that wanted to be here long-term have insurance. And when it came up a long time ago, a year or so ago, when they mentioned this, I said, wow, that would be really great. People were all, because people are all, oh, insurance, another thing they're going to make us do. Who's such a... I see it as a really great thing. And I'll tell you why. My members are always asking me, you know, they're getting up in age. Now, some countries that people come from, they can go back and get medical in their home country. If they're away from their country a certain amount of time, they lose it until they go back a certain amount of time, then they can get medical in their home country. I have medical insurance, and maybe I'll put the link and people can contact them, which is on the list of the companies that they came out with this announcement about this mandatory insurance. My company's on that list. And why do I think this is good? Because so many of the members say, listen, I'm too old to get the insurance. They won't insure me. Now, I've got insurance, and through my company, they'll insure me forever because I got it before a certain age. So I'm insured. But if somebody comes here, say at 66 years old or 70 years old, they couldn't get insurance. They couldn't. The companies say, no, you're too old. Well, now if the government here says people living here long term have to have insurance, guess what?
Get what?
The companies have to give them a policy. They're going to have to. It's by law. They're going to, and they'll see it as a market that they're going to tap into. Now, what is the cost going to be? I don't know. But the limits that they want a foreigner to have is 40,000 baht for outpatient. In other words, if you go for some kind of treatment at the hospital, you know, you get in a motorbike accident or something, you can get treated and go home. 40,000 baht. I forget how much I have on my policy. A lot. And so then if you check into the hospital and get a room and stuff, they want 400,000. Mine is like 5 or 10 million baht. So the amount of this policy, what they want these people to have is small, tiny. It'll be probably the most minuscule. They might even create a policy structure just to comply to this. You know, just so that people, foreigners can do this. And at any age, here's how much it's going to be. Just like they did, they've got a policy for travelers now to come over that you can get. And it's cheap, real cheap. So I think it's a great thing. It'll protect the hospitals, because I mentioned in a weekly update a year or two ago how the hospitals now are all operating in the red. Do you know what that means, operating in the red?
No.
It means they're not making money. They're losing money because they're giving treatment to everybody and they're not getting paid. And a lot of that's because of the government system here. We took somebody to the hospital. They ended up with, what, 5 medicines, saw a person about the brain, and walked out, and the bill was how much?
Oh, a lot.
30 baht.
Oh, about money.
Yeah, 30 baht.
Well, about people.
No, yeah, oh, there were tons of people in there. So there's some mental challenges going on, maybe from the stress or from something. But anyway, 30 baht. And this is why the hospitals are losing money. And so when foreigners come get treatment and then they go home and they never paid for it, I can understand why the hospitals need to start fixing this problem. And so this thing about people grumbling and worrying, I see it as an upside. I think now you're going to be able to get insurance because it's going to be something they have to get. The requirements are so low that it won't be expensive. And so that's what I think about this. What do you think?
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Do you think foreigners should have insurance?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too. And I think, you know, we've got another vlogger who's having some medical challenges now that I've been in touch with, and he's going through some challenges. He didn't have insurance. Now, he's got a major problem that he's having to pay for. And he's thinking, well, I shouldn't have waited for the insurance. And he's very upfront about that maybe he had made a mistake in the timing of getting it because he was going to get it in another year. So insurance is a good thing. I think making people have it, now people won't get caught out like him. But if they only get the mandatory, that $40,000 for outpatient, $400 for in, it wouldn't help out so much in a situation like what the vlogger on YouTube is facing, because his bill's over $1 million baht. So it wouldn't help that much. But I can see where it'll cover the expense if he needed to go in and get something minor done. So anyway, that's my opinion about all this. And like I said, I talk a lot about these kinds of things, and I'll mention this in the weekly update as well this week about the insurance, because it's newsworthy, something I need to discuss with them. But this is, I wanted to talk to YouTubers about this by our lovely beach in Isan, listening to the noisy motorbikes. But hey, it's one of the things that comes along with it now. You know, there was things 10 years ago that bothered me, but no, I'm not going to worry about it. And they're not even problems anymore. They went away. You think that'll go away? You know, I think it's popular now, and I've seen things popular. Just like people are talking about the Chinese, you know, they say, oh, look at the numbers. Yeah, the numbers. But if you look in the news, like within days of when I mention something, there's news reports like, you know, there's a tour guide. There's tour guides and pictures of Chiang Mai right now and saying it's a ghost town. The Chinese didn't come this year. Yeah, the numbers, if you look at the graphs and the numbers, it went up. But right at this moment, they're not there. They actually show that now they're going to other countries as opposed to here. And it could be because of the boat wreck, the boat accident, and other things. There's a number of things that have been in the news that Chinese weren't happy about. And all that can influence. So things go up and down. Pendulum swings, the yin and the yang. And so I tell the members, I tell them that. Don't worry, if you don't like something, just like the sun here. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's cool. Oh, it's okay. You know, everything like that is, that's why flexibility is so important. Be flexible. You know that things are going to change. Just wait. So if you don't like something, avoid it. Stay away from it. Try to deal with it. But if you find someplace better than Thailand, go there if you don't think there's going to be issues there. But it'll be just different set of problems. Just like America, there's a different set of problems than here. Here there's a different set of problems than the UK. UK has a different set of problems than Australia. People say, why not go to Malaysia? Well, there's a different set of problems there. I just happen to appreciate these problems better than problems somewhere else. Remember, when it comes to your problems and dealing with them,
always options.
That's right, there's always options for JC and Nat. See ya!
Bye.
Hey, JC here. My YouTube channel, retirecheapjc, is about helping retirees get from where they are now to where they want to be, which is usually a retirement in some place like Thailand. These days, there's a lot of reasons why you'd want to move from your home country to some other place. And we won't go into all those, but one of the biggest ones are financial concerns. I put together a document for you all. There's a link here and a link down here that you can download for free. And it's called The 7 Most Stressful Financial Concerns of Pre-Retirees and Retirees, and how moving to someplace like Thailand eliminates them. Most retirees are now worried about running out of money, or the increasing cost of health care, inflation, or just leaving their loved ones financial burdens when they pass. Well, all those are discussed in the document. Go ahead and download it. And then I'm going to touch base with you and talk to you about each one of these and why I think moving to Thailand eliminates those concerns altogether. So check it out, and I'll be in touch with you soon. JC out. Hey, JC here. If you like that video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel here. Also, we have another video up here you're going to be really interested in watching as well. And if you're looking for all the details of how to retire in Thailand in one place, plus a group of people to support you, check this out over here. Give it a click.